This is the Cardiff Business School podcast, where we explore the power of public value in everything that we do. My name is Peter Wells, and I'm the Pro Dean of Public Value here in Cardiff Business School. My guest today is Ryan Rowe, for reasons which will become apparent as we engage in this discussion. Ryan, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. And as I said, it's interesting to have you along, partly because you're not an academic.
Yes.
You're not of the business school, or at least in a formal sense, but you have joined us recently as an entrepreneur in residence,
yes.
You and your partner,
yes.
Representing the business that you set up and are now running. And we'll come to that in a minute. But let's start with geology, shall we?
Oh, yeah, taking me back, yeah.
Yeah, so you did geology here in Cardiff.
That's right. So I was at Cardiff University. So yeah, there's a faint link there as well, being part of the university in a broader sense. That was way back in 2012. So 13 years ago
you
now.
You were young then.
Yeah, that's it. A few more lines now with after owning the business. But yeah, really enjoyed my time there. And ultimately kind of the reason why I decided to sort of set up base in Cardiff afterwards.
Yeah. Basically, you've enjoyed the city,
yeah.
the life here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I find sort of size-wise with the city, it's not sort of too overwhelming, but there's everything that you need, and it's connected enough that you don't feel that you're too remote, and you can still like progress in your career and things like that.
Yeah, and you can contact people as well.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the interesting things. It is a small world, and now you're honorary Welsh, I believe.
Absolutely, yeah. So I've learnt Welsh to communicate with a lot of our customers. We have a lot of Welsh speakers in the shop due to where we're based in Victoria Park in Cardiff. And it's great. It opens up a new world of culture and things that I wasn't aware of when I first came to Cardiff.
Yeah, and it's a very rich heritage, obviously.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess we need to tell people a little bit about what this business is, and maybe we can start with, of course, it was mid-pandemic, you decided to venture out with this business. What was the motivation, and why this particular product area, and why start a business in the most difficult time you could possibly imagine?
Yeah, I think on paper it probably seemed like a crazy idea to do, but at the time it made a lot of sense. So the business is Let Them See Cake. So we're a cake shop, brunch restaurant based in West Cardiff, and originally, the idea for the name came from my business partner, Gareth, and he used to do a lot of set design. And one of the set pieces it was a long table full of loads of like decadent treats, and it was women dressed up in kind of like Georgian attire, sort of like Marie Antoinette sort of style. And so because of the famous saying, let them eat cake, as it was a photo, we decided let them see cake.
So I didn't realise that your partner had that background.
Yes.
Because the shop itself is something else.
Absolutely, yeah. So Gareth's very creative, and I can't take any credit for the sort of creative side of it. He has sort of a vision of how the brand wants to be and pushing that forward. And then my job is to make sure it comes in budget and and sort of bring it to reality.
That's the trouble. Restraining artists is always a problem.
It really is. It really is. So yeah, and sort of taking you a few years back before COVID, sort of 2017, Gareth was a sugarcraft artist. I stepped in to kind of help formalise the business. So it started initially as like a teaching setup, like a school for sugarcraft.
Yeah.
Got to COVID, of course. For like contacts wouldn't be feasible anymore. So with his background in baking, we kind of put our heads together and thought, how can we still trade and pivot? So we came up with the idea of treat boxes, which was a way of people being able to give a treat to a loved one, which they wouldn't be able to see because of all the restrictions.
Yes, of course.
So we would venture across Cardiff, doing loads of deliveries, and it was just a nice way for someone to let a loved one know they're still thinking of them.
So
even though
purely Cardiff, you weren't running back to Aberystwyth?
Not at all, yeah. So Cardiff, Penarth, and sort of Surrey, Barry, but sort of like immediate South Wales.
Cycle range.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So we were doing that in the summer of 2020, and then there was a shop that used to be a chiropractor, which then became available, and we thought, now's a great time, let's go for it. And so we invested sort of the takings from that into creating the shop.
So the shop plus the baking capability?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
In the same venue?
In the same venue.
Yeah.
And come October 2020, opened the doors. And when it sort of got off to a flying start, the reason I say it was a good idea to open in COVID was because of the restrictions of people not being able to go and venture out anywhere else.
Yeah.
They would go on their daily walk. And so that immediate population kind of we were able to service with all our treats and bits.
Nice. So you could build up a nice core from the very beginning.
That's it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of pivoting kind of week to week, especially with sort of different government regulations and what have you.
Yeah.
And then sort of coming out of COVID, looking at the trends and people wanting to have more of an experience rather than just takeaway. And so we put seating in instead now, and we've evolved into doing brunch and so it's been a journey.
It has been a journey, and started with just the two of you.
That's right. Yeah,
and now
so there is 14 of us in total now.
Well, that's a lot of cake.
That is absolutely
But that's not all just retail from your single site, is it?
So we've got the single site, which is customer facing, and the second site is our commercial kitchen. And from that site, we offer wholesale to some wholesale clients, like Millennium Centre. And then we also do celebration cakes, weddings.
So individuals could come in, order a specific... Yes. Interesting. So how did you decide on those expansion pathways?
So for us, it's really important that it still comes under the branch of cake. Because I think sometimes with businesses, we try to offer too many things. And then by doing that, you're actually not being of sort of use to anyone then, because you're almost trying to...
Yeah, and you lose your distinctiveness.
Exactly, yeah. So we always make sure that it's something that can be under the branch of cake.
It's interesting to see how your training in geology has helped in this business.
I know, it's a bit of a pivot. Alongside geology, I did a lot of sort of like business administration and those sorts of jobs. So I'm definitely like the yin to Gareth's yang in terms of he's very bold and creative, and then I try to be a bit more risk averse. I think somewhere in the middle tends to be a nice balance. So
yes, indeed. Explain to us a little bit about how you've come to be one of our entrepreneurs in residence.
Sure. So a few years back, we did a show on BBC called Hotcakes, and Caroline got in touch with us shortly after.
That's Professor Caroline Strong?
That's correct, yeah. So Caroline Strong got in touch with us, asking if we would do a talk just to kind of explain a little bit about the business and go from there. And then from that initial talk, we kind of developed a working relationship. We catered for a big conference last year.
That's right. That was very successful, I believe. Yes.
Went really well. And it's just kind of gone strength to strength. And from that, we've sort of worked more closely with the business school and then recently become entrepreneurs in residence.
Certainly part of our ethos is, we want to source from small local businesses, so just coincidentally, if they make cake, then so much the better.
Absolutely.
But then for you, what's the value for you of being an entrepreneur in residence? What do you do for us, and how does that help you?
Firstly, networking. It's great to just speak to people that we wouldn't necessarily speak to day to day. It's also about giving back a little bit as well, because it's really inspiring to see, especially the students, and seeing what they want to do, impart a little bit of knowledge in our very short time of trading.
No, but I think they really appreciate someone who's actually done the hard yards.
Yeah, that's it.
And you've got a fantastic experience.
And for us, when we were creating the business, we had mentors. So for instance, like landlords who kind of may have done something similar. And I think, especially in business, if you can find someone that has gone on a similar journey and try and emulate that, then that's really handy.
Yes, of course. Yeah. When you say you kind of interacting with the students, are you working on projects with them? Are you lecturing to them?
We've done a few projects or sort of aided a few students where they've tried to help us bring in like a new range of products or like a new scope or somewhere that we wanted to improve. So for example, we did look at potentially doing some postal orders, which would help us reach and target areas of
different audience.
Cardiff and beyond. The students were tasked with creating like suitable packaging and a brand and marketing campaign, and things like that are just really invaluable for us. Yeah.
Of course, it helps you evaluate things and help you decide yes or no without too much expense. And do you imagine that you could do other sorts of things in the school? I mean, for example, I'm only fishing here because I run part of the MBA course. And I'm thinking to myself, I could get Ryan along for a presentation and a talk. Would you do that sort of thing?
Absolutely. We've so we did, as I mentioned, we did a talk I think a few years back now, and we've done a talk at the sort of, I was going to say inauguration, and that's the wrong word, but when we first became entrepreneurs and residents,
right.
And it's something that we'd like to get better at and learn how to be able to communicate better with groups of people, because ultimately you can have a great product, but if you can't communicate the value of it, then people may not necessarily.
But I can see that you're a good kind of brand ambassador. You've got that.
Oh, thank you.
No, you're natural for this. You're good at communicating. You're easy with people, not pretentious.
No.
Transparent.
Yeah,
these are really important qualities. To help.
Yeah, I think with brands, people don't always go for the product. It's more the story and the people behind the product.
Sure.
And if you can kind of be as transparent and authentic, then I think people buy into that as well. So.
So you brought along a small object, shall we call it?
So this is our trusty treat box. This is how it all started for us.
Absolutely. Just turn it this way. So
of course.
See, So this is a box for, which I need to explain just in case people listen to this as a podcast, but it's a box with the name of the business.
Yeah.
Very beautifully presented and quite heavy.
There is, there's a few treats in there.
I should add, to make this absolutely clear, everybody is asked to bring something in.
Yes.
And we previously had a guest who just brought in a huge globe of the world, to talk about. So we're not specialising in just getting free cake.
No, well, I thought an edible prop would be kind of beneficial. So, yeah.
So when it comes to this sort of item, obviously, you've got the creative content in terms of the baking and the decoration of the cakes. Can we see?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Yeah. So
to show your partners' endeavours.
Yeah, so there's a lovely assortment of treats there, ranging
my daughter loves these macaroons.
Yes. It's one of our most popular treats. So we have cupcakes, macarons, we have cake donuts, brownies, and sort of other tray bakes in there.
So this is your core product range.
That's right, yeah, especially on the smaller treats range.
Yes. They sell themselves, don't they?
No
work needed.
I know. The reason I brought it in was just because it was kind of how Let Them See Cake in its form now started, and sort of relating to public value. It kind of reminded me of, again, how we started in terms of like during COVID and bringing people
a little
together,
bit of joy in a box.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And unfortunately, you can't smell this on screen, but it smells delicious.
I'm happy to leave this here. So,
I'll have to fight off the cameraman. But apart from that, yes, thank you very much. What's next?
So we've recently completed a new project. So we've just come to the end of that, where we've moved one of our business sites actually next door to our sort of like our main shop.
So your whole team is now
under one roof,
right?
Which is great. Yeah. So everything's more efficient. Saves me kind of doing loads of trips in the van, like supply runs, which is great. This also allows us to focus on some more offerings in the shop. For example, afternoon tea. So we've started on the brunch.
How very genteel.
Yeah. So we're hoping to do that. We are off to Tavoil Festival next weekend, which is the sort of Welsh language and culture festival. We've taken part in that the last 2 years, which is brilliant.
So you'll have a stall, you'll be selling the cakes there.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so if anyone's there, come and say hi. Yeah. And moving on to that, potentially another shop. We like to expand, but at sort of like a steady pace where we can bear with kind of the business.
Yeah, I wondered about that because there is always a risk with that sort of expansion. It gets too difficult to maintain quality, to keep brand coherence.
Absolutely, and it's really important to us that the quality stays the same, and our sort of standards are non-negotiable. So we always want to make sure that everyone has like a 5-star experience with us. And I guess one of the fears of when you do open other outlets is being able to control the experience that the customer has. And so it's one of the challenges that we're excited to face. So yeah, hopefully in the few years we'll be able to expand slightly. So in October we would have been trading for 5 years now,
which is remarkable. I mean, very few small businesses live that long.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, very few.
And it's hard sometimes to sort of take a seat and reflect on, where you are, because potentially the person that you were 4 years ago would be really impressed where you are now, even though at this current time you're thinking, oh, well, we could do this better and do that. And you're always trying to strive. So
this is the thing that struck me about you already, just from our conversation, that you have this sense of wanting to be better. I mean, my previous guest today was, in fact, a professor of operations management.
Ah, okay.
And an expert in Lean Six Sigma, continuous improvement processes, all sorts of. And he's absolutely passionate about it. And yet, in your own way, so are you.
Yeah, 100%. It's that system, regardless whether it's a cake shop or a different business. Those skills are transferable and they are important for sort of pushing the business along.
But also from the creative side, I get that sense that your business partner is exactly the same in his own way.
Yes, that's it. And a lot of the time I'm trying to reel him in, because we'll finish a project and I'm like, right, that's it for a year now. We can't, and then he's like, he'll get inspired and then say, oh, maybe we should do this. And then as soon as he says that, I know it's only a matter of time before.
Right.
But
that's good, It keeps you both on your toes.
It does. Yeah. It's a real balance between not wanting to always look too forwards and enjoying the present.
Yes.
Because it's very easy to fall in the trap of, if we just get to this point, we'll be fine. If we get to this point, because it never comes, you just got to enjoy the journey. Which
is an interesting issue. I mean, how do you get time out?
That is a process. At the moment, officially, I have 2 days off. It doesn't necessarily work like that. Especially with my role of being face-to-face with customers and managing and coordinating, say, like the production lists and what have you. People are ordering cakes on a Saturday evening, Sunday morning, when 24/7. Yeah. So there is an element every day, really, of just keeping tabs on things. Yes. And I think, especially when you're starting a business, you have to kind of accept that potentially the work-life balance might be a little bit skewed to start with.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're kind of getting to the point now where it's starting to sort of level out a bit.
And is there a point where you can let go of some elements? The two of you are really holding the whole thing together.
Yes,
both from the kind of creative side and the management side. If it gets that much bigger, you're going to have to delegate.
100%. I was going to mention delegation's a skill that Gareth's very good at. It's something I'm still learning to do. Okay. And
so maybe his skills in running the kitchen are precisely about delegation in that sense.
Yes, that's right. We have a head chef now who runs that side of things. We've recently hired a front of house supervisor to take care of the sort of the brunch side of things too. Yeah. And then that allows us to be more creative and sort of have a...
This is a disaster, because now he's going to go and create more ideas.
Oh, I know, that's it. And I'm going to have to, work out more budgets and it's just, I know.
Okay. Well, I can see that, you're going to thrive.
Oh,
it's fabulous to have you involved in the business school. Yeah. I'm definitely going to get you along to my lectures. I'm sure that students will really benefit, from seeing in real life, that people can just take an idea, run with it, and make it work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a huge lesson in its own right. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure. Thank you.
And good luck for the future.
Thanks very much.
This was the Cardiff Business School podcast. And today we explored the public value of the work of Let Them See Cake. A couple of entrepreneurs who have been transforming the food scene here in Cardiff and are now our entrepreneurs in residence within Cardiff Business School. Thank you very much.